Right now, special education services in Madison will have a new home after a decision by the school board overnight. We'll tell you what it is and what people are saying.
And if you're having trouble finding gifts for the last few people on your list, some local businesses may be able to help you out. We're live from downtown with some of those ideas.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, December 17th. I'm Josh Breiter.
And I'm Leah Lynchide, along with meteorologist Hattie McLean, bringing the sun on our Tuesday, right?
Yes, we did not see very much sun yesterday, but we will see some today. Skies are already clear here in Madison. Take a look at the satellite loop. You'll see a little bit of cloud cover still lingering in the southwestern corner of the state, but a decidedly large hole developing here across south central Wisconsin. So good news, some sun is in our forecast today. It's a little chilly outside this morning. It's 18 here in Madison, 17 in the Dells, 19 in Janesville. Under those clouds to the west, you're still in the 20s. Over the next 12 hours, temperatures will climb back into the upper 20s, real close to 30 degrees today. Wind chills, though, will likely remain in the teens, even through the afternoon. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic maps. No major issues just yet. Getting a little busier on the Beltline right around Stoughton Road, but that's typical for this time of the morning. We don't have any accidents reports in and around Dane County. Southern Wisconsin travel looking pretty good this morning. Coming up, 3 things that you need to know. It is going to be much colder tomorrow morning. We're talking wind chills below 0, but the cool down doesn't last too long. Milder weather with highs in the 40s through the weekend and a dry forecast through Christmas.
I feel like we've just been on this roller coaster for about 2 months. Ever since Halloween, it's like up and down and snow and rain.
Yes.
And
we're going back up again.
Up
for a
is
while.
Good. For now. Thanks, Ads.
You're welcome.
We begin with breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center at this hour. Madison police are investigating a pair of home burglaries that happened at the same time on the city's north side. Officers say a homeowner on Comanche Way near the Cherokee Marsh saw one of the burglars and chased him back to a black SUV. At the same time, another burglar was stealing a neighbor's car. Police say that neighbor's car was left unlocked and the burglars gained access to that house using the garage door opener.
And an update to breaking news into the Alert Center this morning. All eastbound lanes of the Beltline are back open after an overnight crash. It happened just after 11:30 near the interstate and the Ho-Chunk Casino. All eastbound lanes were closed for some time but opened up about 2 hours later. Dane County Dispatch wasn't able to confirm the number of cars involved or if there were any injuries, but we're told ambulances were sent to the scene.
Programs for students with special needs in Madison will soon have a new home. The school board is moving forward with a $4.5 million purchase of a new building to house the programs. Opponents who spoke at last night's board meeting said it could lead to segregation in the district. We heard from a few people who grew up in similarly segregated programs. They say they don't want to see the district do this to another generation.
I myself have a master's degree who was told after earning it that if I didn't have disabilities, I'd be working. Oh, that's still gonna happen, guys. And if getting the job is finding my way to fight you guys on what's going on with this building, so be it.
A couple people who work with the students in these intensive intervention programs spoke as well. They say they want a permanent place for their work and that these students deserve a space that can be their own. Right now, those programs are housed at a rental facility.
6:03 is your time right now. We're learning more about the man arrested for a deadly shooting over the weekend. 20-year-old Marcus Hamilton was arrested on a tentative charge of first-degree intentional homicide after he allegedly shot and killed 18-year-old Gunnar Holum of Dodgeville. It happened early Saturday afternoon on Spruce Street off Fish Hatchery near downtown. Holum died after being taken to the hospital. Madison police confirmed that in 2008, Hamilton was at home when his father was shot to death at his Tempe Drive apartment. Police don't think this weekend's shooting was a random attack and are still investigating.
A local market will stay open after some help from a neighborhood fundraising campaign.
The Jennifer Street Market will now be able to buy the land it's been leasing for the past several decades. In a Facebook post, the store's business association says the deal will be finalized tomorrow if a judge approves it. The store was at risk of closing after the property owners filed for bankruptcy earlier this year. The Post says a neighborhood fundraising campaign made the difference.
As the state puts pressure on Foxconn to renegotiate its deal, the company says there might not be enough manufacturing workers here for their plant. The company says it hasn't been able to recruit the employees needed in our state. Wisconsin Public Radio reports the company says it's been around the U.S. to attract talent, but has still fallen short. This comes about a week after the release of another letter to Foxconn from the Evers administration, saying if the company doesn't renegotiate its 2017 deal with the state, Foxconn won't be eligible for state incentives.
Some people are getting ready to move out of the place they call home after they say a recent tax bill hike is making their city unaffordable. Some Sun Prairie residents say they're paying upwards of $1,000 more in taxes this year. A majority of the cost comes from the new high school they're building. The district said 57% of voters voted in favor of the $164 million referendum, and they have to pay for it through the tax dollars. And while everyone's tax bill is different depending on where they live and the value of their property, some people just can't handle the increase in cost. The city sent a statement on this, saying in part, taxes go towards maintaining vital services for our growing population. We are working to make the budget a more transparent process so citizens can better understand the impact of their dollar. Well, in case you didn't know, Christmas is only 8 days away. Wow.
Boy, that went fast. And if you want to get your holiday gifts without concerns over the delivery date or quality control, our Keely Arthur joins us live with the solution. Hi, Keely.
Good morning. Yes, shopping local is the solution. You won't have to deal with delivery wait times, long lines, and maybe some annoying customer service representatives. You can avoid all of that by shopping local businesses right here on State Street, Monroe Street, and other area hubs. Here are a few more reasons to shop local. Every $100 you spend, 68 of that will stay right here in our community. Compared to when you shop at a national retail chain, only about 43 bucks will stay right here. You also help create local jobs, and you get a better experience, especially if you have a question or an issue with a product. Here's what Dame Buy Local's executive Colin Murray had to say about the idea of getting the best deals online.
A lot of people think that shopping on Amazon is the cheapest way, and the way they have their website set up, that's not necessarily the case. They'll direct you in a certain way, and you actually end up spending more money online because of it. And when you add on the shipping costs that some places charge, the cost can get much higher very quickly.
And there are thousands of other local stores beyond the ones here at State Street. We're talking Monroe, Willie Street, and then places like New Glarus, Sun Prairie, and Baraboo. Those communities have great local shopping districts. Another thing to consider, Amazon doesn't really pay any local taxes. When you shop at a local business, those tax dollars are going to help fund important things for our community like police, teachers, fire. And coming up in the next half hour, we're going to give you some more tips and tricks on how to get the very best deals when you buy local. Josh and Leah.
Here's the real question, Keely. Are you done with your Christmas shopping, or are you still heading out down there?
No, I just bought photographer Mark Schilling a sandwich from Starbucks and said Merry Christmas, and that was literally the first Christmas gift I got. So running a little late.
I know Mark, and I'm sure he was happy about that sandwich, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're good. We only ate some of it. We each got one, so we're gonna run back into the car and do that.
The gift that keeps giving.
There
Keely
you go.
Arthur, thank you very much.
Well, speaking of food, as food delivery apps become more popular, local restaurants say they're being added without their permission.
This is really interesting. Services like DoorDash and Grubhub are adding restaurants like 42 Ale House in Milwaukee without asking the owners. Recently, owner Tony Nils says he was called by a customer about a problem with DoorDash, and he was confused because he had never signed up for the service. Turns out he's not alone. A recent Facebook post shows it's happening all over the city, and it's something Nils isn't happy with.
I don't want to participate with this company that I know nothing about that's trying to just kind of rope me in. Now I'm doing support calls and going through, forms and stuff like that just to get removed from a service I never signed up for.
It took Nils more than a week for his restaurant to be taken off. And to make matters worse, DoorDash used an old menu with items they don't offer anymore. DoorDash said in a statement that if restaurants offer orders to go and a customer wants it delivered, they'll connect them with one of their delivery drivers. Grubhub, meanwhile, says they add what they call non-partnered restaurants.
Well, it was nice while it lasted, but the Bucks' 18-game winning streak is officially over this morning. Giannis's 48-point, 14-rebound performance wasn't enough to help the Bucks beat the Mavericks in Milwaukee last night. Dallas played without NBA Rookie of the Year Luka Doncic, but the high-scoring game ended in Dallas's favor, 120-116. It's the Bucs' first loss since they played Utah on November 8th, more than a month ago.
Just about 6:10 on your Tuesday. We still have lots of news to get to this morning, including why a children's hospital here in Wisconsin is putting a temporary ban on younger visitors this week.
But first, Hattie has our full First Alert forecast. We're now just a week away from Christmas Eve, and she's talking about a really cold stretch of temperatures before a big warm-up. Thanks for starting your day with News 3 Now this morning.
This
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. We had snow on the ground yesterday, but pretty much bare ground again this morning, and that seems to be the case for us here in southern Wisconsin. A noticeable hole in snow cover across the southern part of the state. Anywhere that you see a purple shaded color up to the north, that's more than a foot of snow on the ground. So you can see lots of snow covering the northern half of the state, but here in southern Wisconsin, nothing. Even if you go south, you're going to encounter some snow on the ground in Illinois. Now our forecast over the next several days, unfortunately, is not going to bring any snow. Maybe that's good or bad. It's great for travel, but if you're hoping for a white Christmas, not looking very good around here. Take a look at our future track snow potential going through the next couple of days. We'll stop it on Saturday at 5. You see just a little bit of light snow possible in the Northwoods over the next couple of days, but really no snow here accumulating in southern Wisconsin. We'll put the map back into motion and take you through Christmas Day, Christmas morning at least, and things are expected to stay pretty quiet in all the surrounding areas. So again, good for travel as we enter the holiday season, but not good if you're a lover of snow and snow sports. You'll have to head north. Our weather track forecast shows you some clouds still lingering across southern Wisconsin, but we've seen some noticeable clearing here in the southern part of the state, especially here in Madison, just over the last couple of hours. Skies are actually clear here in the backyard. We'll see some sunshine early today. Temperatures are coldest where skies are clear, 18 here in Madison, 19 in Janesville, 17 in the Dells, still holding on to 20s with that cloud cover to the west. Take a look at our winds from the west, generally 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that's enough to create a wind chill. Wind chills are in the teens, even a few spots feeling like it's in the single digits this morning. So it is a chilly start to the day. You'll want to bundle up. Wind chills will likely stay in the single digits through the day, or the teens rather. Future track forecast showing you some holes in that cloud cover from time to time. Later on this afternoon, though, as we head towards 5 o'clock, there is the potential for a few flurries, especially north and east of Madison, up towards Columbus and Beaver Dam. You might see a little bit of light snow activity. Should be pretty short-lived, and skies actually clear out overnight tonight, setting us up for a much colder start tomorrow morning. Any accumulating snow is going to be on the very light side if you do see it tonight. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We have a cold day tomorrow with a high of just 18, but after that it warms up significantly. We're into the 40s on Friday and we'll stay in the 40s through Monday of next week. Let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps now. At the time of the morning, we send it over to Josh Tim for all the details. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, no problems at all on the Beltline so far this morning. Really nothing to slow you down yet in either direction at this point. Checking out some other roads here in Dane County. The usual brake lights on Stoughton Road as you approach the Beltline, and it's just starting to pick up on the inbound side of John Nolan as you approach Rimrock. No delays downtown around campus. Volume is not an issue at this point. And other main routes leading into Madison, they're moving along at the usual speeds with no major crashes or delays. With your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh, and thank you, Hattie. 6:16 on your Tuesday, the House Rules Committee is meeting today to set the guidelines for tomorrow's impeachment votes. About a dozen Democratic lawmakers in swing districts are hopping off the fence and declaring their support for the impeachment of President Trump. So far, only 2 Democrats are openly against impeachment. Meanwhile, the White House is pushing back against a call for witnesses in a future Senate trial. Democrats there are hoping to hear from White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney and former National Security Advisor John Bolton.
A court ruling will likely affect more than 200,000 voters around the state who may have moved. Democrats are working to use the open records law to get the names of those voters. A judge ruled the names should be deactivated immediately, but legal appeals could delay that for months. Because of that ruling, District 13 Elder Tag Evers is reminding residents to check that they're registered at their current address. You can go to myvote.wisconsin.gov, click on the My Voter Info tab, and enter your name and date of birth to check if you're registered at your current address. You can register at that website if your address matches that of your driver's license. If not, you can bring a proof of address to your local library and register to vote there.
Looking ahead now, the open enrollment period for Medicare and Medicaid services is being extended. After weeks of low numbers and technological issues during the final hours of open enrollment on Sunday, the deadline will now be extended to tomorrow. That's December 18th at 2 a.m.
A 1-year-old Wisconsin girl is recovering this morning from severe burns after being left in a scalding hot bathtub. Anthony Wilson says he rushed to the hospital after getting a call from his daughter Kelsey's mom, who said she left Kelsey and her other daughter at home with her boyfriend. A criminal complaint shows that boyfriend, Akeem Saigo, put Kelsey in the tub and went downstairs to do laundry. When he came back, she was crying and had burns on her body. Saigo texted Kelsey's mom saying he put her in the tub first and left the hot water on. He's now facing a felony child neglect charge.
To Milwaukee now, younger siblings and relatives won't be able to visit their loved ones at a major children's hospital. The Children's Hospital of Wisconsin is temporarily banning kids under the age of 12 to visit. The goal is to help prevent the spread of the flu and other viral illnesses. This annual temporary visitor restriction will go into place tomorrow at both the Milwaukee and Fox Valley hospitals. This policy does not include clinic appointments or emergency visits.
Well, catching a cold can actually make you healthier in the long run. New research finds catching a cold lowers the odds of getting the flu at the same time, with the reverse also being true. Researchers in Scotland found those who have influenza are 70% less likely to also get rhinovirus, a type of virus that can cause the common cold.
So I'll take these sniffles as a good sign.
You've had those sniffles for quite a while.
2 months now.
Yeah, jeez.
All right, 6:19 now. If you thought this year brought a lot more rain than normal, turns out you're right. We're actually setting a record for rain this year. We'll tell you how much and why coming up.
And as we start looking ahead to the holidays next week, it is not looking good for Chris Reese's hopes of finally seeing a white Christmas.
No!
But we're still dreaming for you, Chris, and we'll have the latest forecast on when we come back.
Say it ain't snow.
For an accurate forecast you can trust, watch First Alert Weather.
It's welcome back. 6:23 on your Tuesday. A live look downtown Madison. Just a stunning view.
Pretty.
Josh Breiter decided to match.
Can we see that? I don't know if you can
Nice
really
work,
see it.
Josh.
Can
it's hard
you?
to see. Look at it light up. Oh, there it
Oh,
goes.
there you can see it.
They're small, but they're there.
We will do anything to get into the holiday spirit,
Just
even
took
if
it
there's
out
no
of the package
snow.
How
this
many
morning.
holiday ties do you own?
A lot. That's why I've been telling you guys, like, we have to do this every day because I can only wear them one time a year. So.
All week.
All right, we're bringing the holiday cheer. It is a chilly start to the day today. If you're headed outside right now, 18 in Madison, 16 in the Dells, 19 in Janesville, 20 still to the west where there is a little bit of cloud cover. Wind chills today, though, they are going to be a factor. It feels like it's in the teens this morning, and you see heading into the afternoon, even though temperatures will climb, wind chills are likely going to stay in the teens. So bundle those kids up as they head to the bus stop. You will see some sunshine early on. Temperatures climbing out of the teens into the low to mid 20s by lunchtime. Our high today, pretty close to where it was yesterday, in the upper 20s. But again, look for colder temperatures as we head into tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday.
Thank you very much, Hattie. So if you feel like we've gotten a lot of rain and snow this year, you're right. Climatologists say 2019 was the wettest year on record for Wisconsin and the Midwest since record keeping started back in 1895. More than 43 inches of rain and snow fell across 9 states through November. That's about 25% above normal for the area. 4 of Wisconsin's top 5 wettest years have happened in this past decade. Climatologists say this is consistent with their predictions on climate change. Now, a week out from Christmas, we're keeping an eye on whether we'll get any precipitation at all ahead of the holidays.
Yeah, Chris Reese is making his graphs and checking them twice this morning. Chris, I've got the snowman tie on just for you, buddy.
Hey, I've got the Christmas sweaters ready to go as well. We've got to bring in the Christmas cheer somehow. Now, this is a map you've probably seen a lot as we've gone through the past couple of weeks, just highlighting the fact that typically in Madison we see a 60 to 75% chance of a white Christmas. Well, we can get even more specific with that number, and I'll tell you that 67% of the time we have 1 inch or more of snow on the ground. That is the definition of a white Christmas. The most you ever had was 16 inches. That was back in 1985. And your last true green Christmas, that came back in 2015. In fact, let's look back at the last 10 years, and you can actually count them. There are 6 years out of the last 10 that had 1 inch or more of snow on the ground on Christmas morning, and then 2, so 8 out of 10 featured some sort of snow because you had 2 traces in there. In fact, last year we had a trace of snow, and I have a picture of last year. My friend Steven sent me this picture on Christmas morning last year since I was not here, so a trace of snow can still look very white when it comes to Christmas morning. So sometimes that is all you need. But as we look ahead towards this year, unfortunately, the cold air, it is moving away. Or fortunately, it just depends on who you are and what your plans are. As we go through the Christmas holiday, look at this ridge of warmth to build through next week, and that'll take us through Christmas. It won't be until after Christmas that it looks like some of the colder air starts to move back in. So folks, throughout the next 6 to 10 days, going all the way to December 26th, look for a very balmy Christmas, really, for much of the country. We're all looking at those odds of above normal temperatures. There's a slight chance of above normal precipitation as we go through December 26th as well. But I do think for the most part, we will be staying dry. So if you've been dreaming of that white Christmas, unfortunately, I had to take it all the way down to 10%, but there's still a chance. Here's the deal. Last year's dusting of snow that you had on Christmas morning was not expected.
Ooh.
Yesterday morning's dusting, a little bit of a surprise for me myself. I expected flurries, but flurries can overproduce.
And it looks good.
And it looks good.
It's so pretty. Just a little
Just a nice little
dusting.
Christmas Eve snow.
All I'm going to say is we do have a flurry chance on Christmas. So,
So you're
Chris
saying
is
there's a
dreaming.
chance.
Yep.
there may be a chance. I'll keep it at 10% right now. I'm not going to give up hope until I wake up Christmas morning and there's either snow or no snow.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, there could be a chance. We'll see.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
Good to see you. Still ahead, we have the top 3 things you need to know on your Tuesday as you head out the door.
And with shipping deadlines coming up fast, we're live from downtown Madison to tell you why shopping local for those last few things on your list may be better than risking it with Amazon. Stay with News 3 Now this morning.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for staying with us on this Tuesday, December 17th. I'm Josh Breiter.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Let's get straight to your top 3 headlines on this Tuesday morning. Boeing won't be making any more of its 737 MAX jets after the new year as the company waits for the plane to be cleared to fly again. 737s were grounded worldwide back in March after 2 fatal crashes. Getting the plane back in the air has been taxing for Boeing, damaging the company's reputation and its finances.
The House Rules Committee will meet today to set the parameters for tomorrow's impeachment debate and eventual floor vote. House Democrats are bringing 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump, alleging abuse of power and obstruction of Congress stemming from his conduct with Ukraine. President Trump and his supporters insist he has done nothing wrong.
The third story we're following this morning and breaking overnight. At least 3 people are dead after a series of tornadoes. 19 confirmed tornadoes tore through Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana yesterday. It's part of a weather system sweeping across the country right now. The northern section of that system killed 11 people in the Midwest, with icy roads making travel treacherous.
Much quieter here at home. Those are your top 3 things. Hattie's here with your out-the-door forecast. Hi, Hads.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. It is definitely quieter here. Take a look behind me. This is our WISC-TV sky camera shot. Clear skies here overhead on the west side of town. Some clouds to the east, but generally a pretty nice sunrise underway this morning. Sun comes up around 7:30. Here's a look at our current temperatures. It's 18 in Madison, down to 16 in the Dells. Still holding on to 20s, though, southwest of Madison, with a bit more cloud cover at this hour. As you head out the door this morning, we will expect some clearing to continue to take place across southern Wisconsin. Temperatures in the teens this morning will climb back into the upper 20s this afternoon. Now, here's a look at your traffic maps. Your first alert traffic this morning showing you good travel conditions on area roads for the cold weather season. Nothing to slow you down right now. Just a few brake lights as more people hit the road right around the Beltline and Stoughton Road. It's getting a little busier there. But otherwise, around southern Wisconsin, things are pretty quiet. No accidents report at this hour. Coming up in 10 minutes, we'll talk more about that extended forecast that does bring colder temperatures for tomorrow, but then a quick rebound back into the 40s by Friday and through the weekend, and unfortunately is looking dry through Christmas.
All right, thank you very much, Hattie. We have breaking news just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning of a fire in the town of Arena. Officers in Iowa County are asking you to avoid the area of Village Edge Road just off of Highway 14. That's where crews are still on scene of that fire. It started just after 5:30 this morning. We are working with dispatch to determine the extent of that damage to the building or if anyone is injured. Stay with News 3 Now and Channel3000.com for the latest. All right, to our other top headlines now. It is the biggest year yet for holiday shopping online.
But with delivery deadlines looming, our Keely Arthur joins us live from State Street with the case to buy local this morning. Hi, Keely.
Hi, Josh and Leah. So on Small Business Saturday a few weeks ago, Americans spent about $19 billion nationwide, and that was felt here at local businesses. But local business owners want you to go beyond Small Business Saturday and pick up more of your holiday gifts here at local shops, especially as we get closer to Christmas. Here are a few more reasons to buy local. For every $100 you spend, 68 bucks is kept right here in the local economy, compared to when you shop at a national chain, only about $43 is going to stay here. Now, you also help create local jobs, and you just have a better experience in terms of customer service, especially if you have a question or an issue with a product.
There are things that they can do that Amazon can't do. Customer service is one of them, where they really excel in customer service and the personal service that they can provide people when they walk in the door. And then there's also the shipping issue. You know, when you receive something from Target or Amazon in the mail, it comes in a big old box, and sometimes there's a very small item inside a big box.
Another friendly reminder, there are thousands of local stores in our viewing area beyond Monroe, Willie, and State Streets in Madison. There's places like New Glarus, Baraboo, and Sun Prairie, which all have great local shopping districts. And another reason to shop local, and another thing Amazon doesn't do, pay local taxes. When you support local businesses which pay local taxes, you're also supporting things like police, fire, and teachers. So many reasons to shop local, Josh and Leah.
All right, Keely Arthur live from State Street this morning. Keely, thank you.
6:36 right now. We are just about a week out from Christmas, which means it is crunch time for getting gifts for your loved ones.
Yeah, and if you want to get those gifts home in time for the holiday, we've got all of the important dates you need to know. Yesterday was the last day for ground and home delivery from FedEx, but if you pay a little extra for 2-day shipping, you have until Friday. If you're looking at products on Amazon with standard shipping, you'll want to get those orders in by tomorrow. 3-day shipping for UPS is available until Thursday, and 2-day shipping from UPS and FedEx is available through Friday.
A lot of us will turn to our computers for most of this last-minute shopping. You heard Keely. The National Retail Federation says the amount of people doing their shopping online is already up compared to last year. That's why the BBB wants to help you avoid getting scammed while you browse. They say some of the most common scams it sees on social media include fake charities, free trials, and counterfeit products. Before you buy, make sure you do your research on the business and search for previous complaints or bad reviews. And if you still have a question about a scam, a suspicious business, or any consumer question or complaint, our Call for Action volunteers are available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 until 1 to help you out. You can reach them at that number right there. That's 608-270-2833.
Madison is the first major city in the state to switch to a firefighting foam without PFAS. Firefighters showed us the new foam they'll use the most. It's called Knockout. When tested, it shows fluorine levels at about 1 part per million compared to typical firefighting foam that has 5,000 to 7,000 ppm, making it much safer for the environment and with fewer health side effects.
All right, still ahead in the morning sprint, we have details on breaking news overnight as Madison police investigate more home burglaries and car thefts.
But first, we'll introduce you to a 4-legged member of the department that is now looking for a nice retirement home where he can hit the hay. That's coming up next on News 3 Now this morning. Look at the video.
All right, we always ask you to share your morning with us, and Larry sent in quite possibly my favorite photo ever. This is a colorful sunrise from Stoughton.
This makes me want to go to Stoughton right now.
Just a stunning picture. You don't see a lot of pinks in these sunrises.
That is another one I feel like I'm pretty particular, but I'd put this on my living room wall as well.
Quite fluorescent. Thanks for sharing, Larry.
If you've got a picture that you'd like to share with us, please do so over on our Channel 3000 Facebook page.
All right, trending this morning, Madison police are looking for a new horse after retiring one of the force's animals.
Leo retired yesterday, and now the Madison Mounted Police team is trying to find him a forever home. Leo developed an eye condition that made it unsafe for him to be working with the horse patrol. Now that he's retired, the team says they need around $5,000 to make ends meet. The money will cover the new horse's equipment and training, which prepares them for a job working around cars and loud noises.
We introduce them to a lot of the things that they'll see in the urban environment. We try to give them as many opportunities to see those things as we can so they're not worried. I don't know where you're going, buddy. So they're not worried when they get out and they see it out in the field. Hi, buddy.
And even though Leo has to be replaced, officers say they'll really miss him. I feel like Leo and Leah would make a good pair.
I wonder if he has a home yet, because by all means, come on in.
Have you ever ridden a horse?
Apartment. Oh yeah, my uncle has horses. I grew up out in southwest Wisconsin. Of course, I've ridden horses, but I haven't personally owned one, so I would love to take him home.
Leo looks like a fun buddy to have.
Just a big dog.
Just rolling around in the dirt.
We're doing it. All right, still ahead, you are going to want to bundle the kids up over the next couple of days, but the rest of the week might feel more like spring break than winter break for them. Patty has our full First Alert forecast coming up.
But first, it is December 17th, and we want to wish a very happy birthday to Finley, Caden, and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for waking up early and celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Look
Good morning from the News 3 Now First Alert Weather Center. Look at this beautiful shot behind me of the Capitol and clear skies here in Madison. Nice to see the sunrise early. We don't have a lot of sun this time of the year. We're coming up on the winter solstice just a couple of days from now. It's on Saturday, officially at 10:19 p.m. It's the day with the least amount of daylight, about 9 hours, if you were wondering. On the winter solstice, the North Pole is tilted 23.5 degrees away from the sun, but after the solstice, our days start getting longer. Now, it's very small increments at first. By the end of January, you should start to notice that longer day length. Now, here's a look at weather track, which is satellite and radar combined. Some light snow flurry activity to the north and west, but here in southern Wisconsin, actually some clearing taking place. Still some cloud cover for the southwestern corner of the state, but look for some sunshine from time to time through the morning hours. No airport delays right now. If you are traveling, our forecast is quiet in Wisconsin and across most of the country. The area of the country that we'll be focusing on is the East Coast, where there could be some delays. The weather forecast calls for the potential for showers and thunderstorms in the southeast, then some rain, maybe some snowflakes as you head to the north and east. There could be some light ice accumulations as well. So that will slow travel today. If you are traveling, again, those delays are likely to be along the East Coast. As we go through the day, though, things improve for the southeast and those delays diminish in New York as well. So improving conditions through the day today. Our current conditions here in Madison, 18 degrees. Winds are calm this morning, so no wind chill here. Temperatures elsewhere across southern Wisconsin, we're looking at 19 in Janesville, 18 in Watertown, still holding on to 20s in southwestern Wisconsin, where there is a little bit of cloud cover. When you factor in the wind, it feels like it's in the lower teens, if not single digits in a few spots. So there's a wind chill to factor in this morning. Your future track forecast model, again, calls for the clouds to continue to break up a little bit through the morning hours. Temperatures by lunchtime today will be back into the 20s, even upper 20s west of Madison. Now, by 5 o'clock, there will be a weak cold front dropping southward. You can see the effects of that front. More clouds, as well as a chance for a few flurries or very light snow showers. Should be pretty short-lived. Skies already clear during the evening and overnight time frame, setting us up for a cold start tomorrow. Wind chills tomorrow morning will be below zero, so plan on a chilly day tomorrow. Highs just 18 degrees. That's almost half of what we are today, but a quick warm-up for Thursday and then Friday into the upcoming weekend. Hard to believe, but we have 4 days in a row with temperatures near 40, and we're even pretty close to 40 for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So a mild, quiet stretch of weather coming up. Here's our pet log forecast. Ace is getting in the holiday spirit. Love that headpiece. Marshall.
Look at that
I don't know what to call it. Antlers.
What a cutie.
That's awesome. Ace is Ace in the festive look there.
Oh, yeah, he is. Love it. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us for the morning sprint up next.
Get
52, time for the morning sprint with a number of breaking news stories to update you on this morning.
That includes a fire in Arena just off of Highway 14 where crews are asking folks to stay away from the neighborhood. We have a crew headed that way right now and we'll bring you the latest as we learn more. We also have an update to another breaking story this morning. Madison police are investigating a pair of home burglaries that happened at the same time overnight. Officers say a homeowner on Comanche Way near the Cherokee Marsh saw one of the burglars and chased him back to a black SUV. At the same time, another burglar was stealing his neighbor's car. Police say that car was left unlocked and the burglars gained access to the home using the garage door opener inside.
Programs for students with special needs in Madison will have a new home. The school board is moving forward with the $4.5 million purchase of a new building to house the programs. Opponents who talked at last night's meeting say it could lead to segregation in the district. They said they don't want to see the district do this to another generation.
To national headlines, a large weather system is being blamed for multiple deaths across the country this morning. That includes a series of tornadoes that killed at least 3 people. The northern section of the storm killed 11 in the Midwest due to the treacherous travel in snow and ice.
By contrast, much quieter weather around here today. Skies are clear here in Madison. We're still looking at some cloud cover in the southwestern corner of the state, but those clouds should clear as well. Look for partly sunny skies this morning. Temperatures starting out in the teens, climbing to highs in the upper 20s this afternoon. There will be a little bit of a wind chill with that westerly wind.
Hattie, thank you. Boeing won't be making any more of its 737 MAX jets after the new year. This as the company waits for the plane to be cleared to fly. 737s were grounded worldwide back in March after 2 fatal crashes. Getting the plane back in the air has been taxing for Boeing, damaging the company's reputation and finances.
The House Rules Committee is meeting today to set the guidelines for tomorrow's impeachment votes. So far, only 2 Democrats are openly against impeaching the president. Meanwhile, the White House is pushing back against a call for witnesses in a future Senate trial.
The open enrollment period for Medicare and Medicaid services is being extended. After weeks of low numbers and technological issues during the final hours of open enrollment on Sunday, the deadline will now be tomorrow morning, December 18th at 2 a.m.
Foxconn says there might not be enough manufacturing workers here in Wisconsin for their plant. The company says they haven't been able to recruit the employees needed around the state. This comes about a week after the release of another letter to Foxconn from the Evers administration, saying if the company doesn't renegotiate its 2017 deal with the state, Foxconn won't be eligible for state incentives.
Younger relatives won't be able to visit their loved ones at the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin in Milwaukee and Fox Valley. The hospital is temporarily banning kids under the age of 12 to visit. The goal is to help prevent the spread of the flu and other viral illnesses. The annual temporary visitor restriction will go into place tomorrow.
We are learning more about the man accused of killing someone in a shooting near downtown Madison over the weekend. 20-year-old Marcus Hamilton is the son of a man who was killed in a shooting more than 10 years ago. Madison police say Hamilton was present at the time his father was killed. He's now being accused of killing 18-year-old Gunnar Holm of Dodgeville.
Some people in Sun Prairie say they're getting ready to move after paying upwards of $1,000 more in taxes this year. A majority of the cost comes from the new high school they're building. The district says 57% of voters voted in favor of the $164 million referendum, and they have to pay for it through tax dollars.
On Small Business Saturday, Americans spent $19 billion nationwide. That's more than last year. And we saw that surge right here in the local economy. But local business owners are hoping you extend beyond Small Business Saturday and shop here for those last-minute holiday gifts. For every $100 you spend at a local business, $68 will stay right here. It also helps create jobs. You don't have to deal with those pesky, maybe long lines and delivery wait times. And beyond Madison, a friendly reminder that there are a lot of other local shopping districts, including ones in Sun Prairie, Baraboo, and New Glarus. Josh?
Keely, thank you. All eastbound lanes of the Beltline are back open this morning after an overnight crash. It happened just after 11:30 near the interstate and the Ho Chunk Casino. It's still unclear how many cars were involved or if there were any injuries.
All right, 6:57 your time now. Let's turn it over to Josh Tim with a look at your first alert traffic. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, there is a disabled vehicle on the westbound side of the Beltline just after Todd Drive, and the right-hand shoulder is blocked. Delays will be growing, and combine that with the usual crowd starting to show up between Stoughton Road and West Broadway, looking at a 5 to 10 minute delay from end to end. Inbound side of John Nolan, you're picking up near the Rimrock and Olin Avenue intersections, making your way into downtown. And other main routes leading into Madison, they're moving along at the usual speeds with no major crashes or delays. With your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you, Josh. Here's a live look from the Edgewater Skycam. Downtown Madison, skies are clear here. Enjoy that sunshine this morning. Temperatures are a little chilly. We're starting in the teens early today, but looking at highs in the upper 20s.
All right, thank you very much, Hattie.
And thanks for joining us. We'll have updates to that fire in Arena coming up throughout CBS this morning. But make it a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning.